So a while back I made a video about a guy named Solar Hypercrane 5041 and well, he responded. And it's not better than the last time. Also, don't go harass this guy, we're just debating. Anyway, let's just get right to it. Cole survived a direct hit from an RPG from the Dustman when he was at the hospital with Trish. This took place in a cutscene outside of gameplay. Well, on this one I have something to say later, so stay tuned. He was not far away, he was blown back from the shockwave of the explosion, then got back up like nothing happened. A normal person would have been severely injured or killed. This happened in a cutscene outside of gameplay, and even in gameplay he can survive the explosion and even when he's hugging them. Yes, he was a fair distance away, please use your eyes. It doesn't matter, a metal beam falling on top of your head, yes it did fall on top of his head in the cutscene, will kill you. Cole barely felt the impact because of Zeke betraying him is only part of the reason why he didn't felt it. The other reason is why because he is superhuman, I know, and can survive impacts like that. This happened in a cutscene outside of gameplay, and it's not impressive or anything else you put him at. So it's not worth mentioning. That's like saying I can lift 20 kilograms with one arm, then say I can lift 2 kilograms. Like, damn, it's not that impressive. David Warner took a direct hit from a drone strike which blew up the apartment complex he was in. Cole took both Warner and the aircraft carrier he was in out with a singular bolt and with the ionic storm. It took over 20 of those bolts to kill Kessler. This happened in the second and final chapter of the comics, and what happened with Kessler occurred in a cutscene outside of gameplay. Okay, thank you for providing me with a little bit of evidence. Still not as strong as you put him at. Nowhere did I say Cole surviving the collision was a city or multi-city block feat. I don't know where he got that from. That's not true. I never said that. Zeke described to Trish directly from the comic. You can read this. I'm not reading all this. I read it when I was making the script. You can read it yourself. I don't want to stretch out the video too long. This is the first thing that happened in the final chapter of the comics, and the main reason why Zeke is not worried about Cole dying from the race fear explosion. Okay, this still says to me a truck can kill him. And also, did you just compare a truck to the fucking race fear? That also implies Zeke knew about the race fear. Like, him not being worried about it would imply he knows about it. Which, if you played through the game for literally 2 minutes, you can see that he was worried.
Cole, man, you there? Come on, man, pick up!
Zeke, what the hell's going on? I think there was an explosion.
No shit, there was an explosion. TV says terrorists are blowing stuff up all over the city. Meet me at the Fremont Bridge. We'll get Trish and find some place to hunker down.
I'll see you there.
So, I don't get your point. Rocket's propeller grenades is stronger than the Beast. I think there's a big difference between these two things, man. Are you gonna argue the RPG scale to the Beast now? Have some common sense, man. I use stuff in the gameplay if it's consistent with the lore, not to arbitrarily lower or boost a character's numbers so I don't have a confirmation bias like skillers do. What is that even supposed to mean? I don't even know what point he's trying to make. You brought up Cole being trapped by Bertrand. This is the biggest example of how bad writing is shown in Infamous 2 by far. Ignoring Cole blowing a hole through the hull of an aircraft carrier in the comics. The very first thing you're prompted to do with your powers in Infamous 2 is blow the pier gate up. And you can easily blow the cemetery gates up in the game whenever you want. That cage would not keep Cole locked in. Bertrand said that this cage is enough to stop his lightning, and I think the guide said it's a Faraday cage or whatever it's called, which would stop his lightning. What my point was is that Cole can still die easily by those dudes with guns. Cole is capable of surviving 7 to 5 seconds of sustained minigun fire in the gameplay, but at the same time can be killed by pistols by a group of 5 to 7 people. I mean, fuck, Cole can be killed by civilians kicking him and slapping him. But it's almost as if like power scaling is retarded. And you even yourself said Cole can survive 5 to 7 seconds of sustained minigun fire, which let me tell you, bud, is nowhere close where you want to put him at. Again, doesn't matter. They would have completely caved your brains and killed you, as it also would Cole, if he was as weak as you make him out to be. No, it's not. Mortar shells like that are capable of leaving 0.50 deep craters into the ground. They can completely blow the shit out of the very pickup truck Cole was in when the semi-truck hit it. No, the semi-truck collision was not less than the mortar explosion. No, the semi-truck collision was not less than that mortar explosion. It's just you being wrong and not wanting to admit it. So the collision with the truck is more powerful than the mortar hit? Or just as strong? Because you said it's not less powerful, which would imply it's more or at least just as strong, or close to just as strong, which doesn't make any sense. Addressing the beast blowing up the warehouse, the only thing that scene proves is that writing in Infamous 2 is inconsistent. If Cole can be severely injured from a semi-truck collision, one he didn't take the full extent of, then that explosion of that size would have killed him. The direct RPG and mortar hits would have killed him, and the blast shard bombs would have killed him. Damn near everything can kill him. Okay, so let me get this straight. If you're right, and the writers of Infamous 2 were so bad at their job that they confused multiple people to believing Cole is a glass cannon, then how is it my fault? If the writers did such a poor job in getting Cole's durability, then how is it my fault when the overwhelming evidence is that Cole is a glass cannon? You should be complaining at the writers, not me. I never said that was city level. Brother, when does the cherry picking shit to suit your confirmation bias stop? Like, at what point do you sit down and think, yeah, this happened because of bad writing and doesn't represent the character at all? That scene where you get shot at the once by those two militia guys at the start of the game. Not only is that very clearly scripted event, meant to teach the player how to drain electricity to heal, it can be very easily avoided by killing them before they even damage you. Now, I don't know about that last, but to go back on his first point, yes, it is a scripted event. Much like the cutscene and the part where Cole gets hit with the RPG in Infamous 1, yet you still use it. So can we use scripted events or can we not? Cole needed help to clear out the fort. No, he doesn't. You can fill the fort to the brim with enemies in UGC and you can clear them out yourself in the game. Oh boy, that is a horrible point. You're using something outside of the story in every sense of the word. And you don't like it when I use gameplay, so why the hell are you using UGC to make a point? Oh, but let me guess, when you use UGC it's okay, but when I might want to use, I don't know, the fucking DLC powers in Prototype 2, since you like to bring up Prototype so much, that's not okay. And even then, Cole said he needs the army to raid the fort, so yeah. You're using gameplay to scale Cole. No, I'm not. I'm using gameplay to prove the only reason why Cole needed help is because the writers said so. Because they can't stay consistent worth a fuck. Okay, so now you're implying that you know the character better than the people who made it. Were you there when people made Infamous 2? Do you know the character better? If the writers wanted to make it so that Cole is a glass cannon, then he's a glass cannon. So, I don't get your point. Do you know better than the writers of Infamous 2? Because I have never once said in my life that I know better than them. If I want to make a speculation, I'm just going to say it's a speculation. But I'm never going to say, oh, they did a bad job at this or something like that. So, do you know better than the writers of Infamous 2? Also, no, the only reason why the beast is still alive in any capacity is because he can regenerate. Otherwise, Cole would have killed him in the Empire City when he blew up his head. Okay, I can easily say that the only reason Cole could fight the beast was because he was strong enough too. He still doesn't scale to it. No, Cole does not have small building level durability. I did debunk this shit in my video. No, you didn't. That you supposedly watched and in my previous comment, but I'll explain it again here. The beast can destroy buildings with ease, seemingly by accident. Cole can survive the beast's casual attacks without being knocked out. Hey, these are not casual attacks. These are most likely full on attacks, as John said he was out of control.
I didn't mean to attack you that time, I thought he was me.
That's fine. I did shoot first.
I have control now. Consciousness. Sometimes it's too much.
And I would assume he would go all out if Cole could actually, harm the beast to a degree where half its face was blown out. So I would assume most of these attacks are full-on attacks. And if that's the only one point you have, then boy, let me show you something. In Infamous 1, Cole said it himself that the Reapers can kill him.
Your GPS will show you where to go, but
Those guys will slaughter me. I can barely see, and charging up that tower drained me dry.
Stick to the high ground and avoid them. If you have to fight, look around for emergency generators. There are probably some scattered across the rooftops.
You're gonna get me killed.
Call me when you're in the sewer.
Moya could hold Cole at gunpoint. He needed help to raid the plantation and Fort Philippe. Cars can kill him, almost died from a truck, ended up in the hospital because of a truck. Cole needed to stick to the rooftops. Cole could have died in the cage. Cole jumped off the trolley full of explosives and even was impressed by the amount of explosive Nix put on the fucking trolley. Made a singular mortar sound like something that could kill him, which it can. And how I know he was only talking about that one specific mortar he saw was because in either Nix or Zeke, depending on which mission you take, they tell him that there's more around the back. So he was only talking about that one specific mortar he saw. So I don't know about you, but the things I listed off sound a lot more than 1 feet. You're using gameplay to scale Cole, my brother in Christ, it's the fucking beast. Again, are you going to argue the RPG's mortars, small arm fire, your bare hands can one-shot small buildings too? No, I'm not trying to argue that. However, I'm trying to argue that it's overwhelmingly consistent that Cole is not on that level what you're trying to put him at. And even then, and if the importance of the character means it needs to, their feats need to be used, like in your case right now, the beast is a pretty important character in the game. Okay, so everything about him needs to be used, because in that case, everything I've listed off previously mentioned to Cole, which is objectively the most important character in all of Infamous 1 and 2 and Festival of Blood. In conclusion, power scaling is stupid. Then stop talking to power scalers. That's like going to a restaurant where they only eat pizza, even though you hate pizza. Eat the pizza, tell everyone how stupid the pizza is, but then continue to eat the pizza. But consistency is still important, and both the gameplay and writing of, especially in Infamous 2, are inconsistent with the lore of Infamous. Okay, not my fault that Rise, whether intentional or not, pushed the agenda that Cole is a glass cannon. It's not my fault. I'm just taking what they showed us and made an opinion on it. And the only thing you came close to debunking was the steel beam falling on Cole's head. Everything else you were either strawmanning my points, saying shit I never said, or using skill tactics such as stretching the evidence, like when the suicide bomb detonation. I didn't strawman anything. The only thing I assume I did is when I was saying that doesn't get into city level, which I'll admit was dumb. I mainly said it because literally everyone that I've debated used your points and put them at city level in terms of durability, which I assume, then I assumed that you also put him at city level, because again, literally everyone else I've debated said that he's city level in durability. Use whataboutism arguments when they don't apply to the classic ignoring context. I have literally no idea what do you mean by this. Some of the stuff, especially Cole's truck collision in the comics, you never address head on, just responded with a strawman argument. Yes, I did address it head on. Like that one I did. I've watched the video multiple times in case I made a mistake. I didn't strawman anything. I read your comment, I showed it on screen, I didn't strawman anything. And also, do you want me to headbutt your arguments to face it head on, or what do you want from me? People in this comic People in this comic section, damn, I didn't know I have a comic section, are saying you just hate Cole and belittle him, with Infamous being written so widely inconsistent to say Cole is weak and has small level building durability, by cherry picking the evidence that support that while blatantly ignoring all the evidence that say otherwise, and when confronted with evidence to say contrary, you do the stuff in my last paragraph. I wasn't cherry picking anything, I gave you a whole essay on Cole's durability feats. Yeah, I subscribe to the theory 100%. You either hate Cole or love Alex, or hate Cole and love Alex. Brother, you can subscribe to Netflix, Pornhub, Disney, and my Patreon all at the same time, I don't care. You only provide 1 feat to explain Cole's true durability, and made poor arguments to debunk everything else. This is the last video I'll probably make on this. I'm kinda tired of it.